Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we're going to finish setting up our binder for the month of June. So I'm really excited. You guys might have already noticed by now that I am using a different binder from the one that I was originally going to use. One of the main reasons is because this binder, the coil is a lot thicker. So I did not have enough room in this one, especially with the money in there. Without the money, it fit fine, but with the money, it was just way too thick. This coil is like a generic coil. I don't really know what the size is honestly, but this one is around 3 centimeters thick. So I definitely do love this binder. I'm going to briefly talk about it and then we'll get right into it. But this binder is a custom for my shop. I am hoping to release these binders eventually at some point. I don't know when. And I don't know if I'm going to do a pre-order or like, I'm really not sure. But I did want to just start using it because I just love it so much. The material is very high quality leather. So I don't know if you guys can see how soft it is. It feels so good. I don't know what material these ones are honestly, but this is definitely, I love it so much. Like when I first got it, I just kept holding it and touching it and just loving it. I was planning to release blue as the first color because blue is my very first favorite color, and this is like my second favorite color. There's just been some issues with the blue one, so we're just rolling with the pink for right now. But yes, this has rose gold hardware as well, but let's just get right into it. Okay, so for June, we are going to be using a hybrid system with cash. So let's just open this up. I don't want to talk too much about this binder because this video is not quite the place for me to talk about it, but I will probably talk about it in like a new releases video or something, and about all the different pockets and features and stuff. But I do have my money back here. In total, I have $1,000 since that is our budget for the daily expenses, which is for eating out, groceries, gas, allowance, pups, and bean. This is all of our cash envelope categories. All 5 of these adding up the funds equals to 1,000. So I have that here, which is crazy because I feel like I have not had this much in cash in a really long time. So it feels extremely odd for me. But I did want to finish setting up all these other inserts in here. There's one new one, which is this one. Again, this is not really the video for me to talk about like new releases like that, but this is something that should be coming to the shop. If not next new releases, the following one too. This is like a savings tracker. This side has 1,000, so every time you save all of these, you color them all in. You'll color in 1 jar, so each jar equals 200 because 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 100, 150, 200. So after each time saving all of this, 1 jar gets colored in. So after 5 times is 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000. So after this is completed 5 times, the total will be 1,000 saved. And the other side is 2,000. So in total, if both sides are completed, all jars are colored in, it equals to 3,000. I know that was a really quick rundown, but I'll talk about this more in the new releases so I can gush over it. But for right now, we're going to, what are we doing? Oh, we're going to do our envelopes. So let me actually move this to the side. Is this okay? How should I do this? I'm probably going to take this out of view, but essentially I'm getting the amounts from here. So eating out, the first category is $300, and we're just going to stuff the envelopes together. And then after that, we're going to fill in our debt tracker, and that will be concluding our setup for this. I believe this is my first video doing a hybrid system with a binder in cash. Definitely with cash. I haven't used cash in a very long time, so if I'm missing something, you guys will see it throughout the weekly check-ins of me kind of completing these little bits and bobs here and there. Every time I touch cash, I feel the need to wash my hands. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to handling cash. I haven't handled cash in a long time. I think the most I've handled cash was when I worked at a bank. But I personally did not use cash like that, so I would always end up using hand sanitizer afterwards, after my shift was over. Okay, I don't really know. I'm just gonna like kind of shove this up here because aesthetics, I guess. But eating out, we're going to be doing $300. So we're gonna take 100, 150, 5 20s, 1 2 3 4 5, which is 100. $30 in 10s, 10 20 30, 3 5s, which is 15. I don't know what I'm doing right now. And then 5 1s, 1 2 3 4 and 5. So in total we have 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250. Then we have 260, 270, 280, 285, 290, 295, 96, 97, 98, 99, and then 300. So that's $300 for eating out. And I decided that I still want to continue using my credit cards. So I'm really going to be, whatever we spend, I'm going to take it out of these envelopes and just deposit them in the account to pay the credit card. I know that's probably like so confusing right now, but we'll talk about that more in the weekly check-in and also when we set up our first week's check-in. But this is what that looks like, and that's a lot of cash for an envelope, but it feels so like plushy. Anyway, okay, going on to groceries. Groceries is $400. So we're going to use another 100. We're going to use 3 50s. And then we're going to do 5 20s again. 1 2 3 4 5. 5 20s. Another 3 10s. 3 10s. 3 5s. And then we also have, we're going to do 5 more 1s. So 1 2 3 4 5. Now to count it, because we have a budget of $400, we're going to do 100, 150, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350. Then we have 360, 370, 380, 385, 390, 395, 96, 97, 98, 99, and then $400. So that's $400 for groceries. And I truly decided to just do a whole bunch of broken down cash, so it's easier for me to have the exact amount that I need. It's just, I don't know, I felt like that's how my brain functions, but in reality this is kind of like a lot, like, oh my gosh. All right, next one is gas. For gas we have a budget of $125. So for this one, let's do a $50. I'm gonna do 3 20s, a 10 and a 5. So that is going to be 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, and 125. That equals the full gas amount. So that looks more manageable. Next we have allowance. Allowance is $75 is the budget. So let's do 3 20s. We'll do 110 and then 15. So 20, 40, 60, 70, and 75. My little $10 here. Somebody got hungry, but that is for allowance. And then for beans category, we have another balance of $100. So that should be the remaining amount here. So let's see. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and $100. So that is the remaining funds into a beans category. All right, so the envelopes are now officially stuffed. I've never like had to stuff envelopes before, but this is crazy. Oh my gosh. Is this how it is at the beginning of the months for you guys that use, is this how it is at the beginning of the month for you guys that use cash? It's so much fun. Okay, let me stop doing that. Okay, let me flip. Okay, we're gonna do the debt tracker. When we do our savings stuff, we'll be talking about this more as I like play it as well with you guys. But for our debt tracker, I should already have my debt confessions video up. So we're going to basically go off of that spread when we fill this in. And that is this one here that we did together in a previous video. But I'm going to use my Sharpie marker. I might have talked about this before, but the Sharpie marker, I feel like the black works the best. I feel like some colored ones might stain it a little bit, but overall the dry erase markers are the easiest to take off, because when these set for a while, I feel like you gotta like scratch it off, or at least that's been my experience. But we're going to fill this in. So we're gonna be putting every single one of these debts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all in this debt tracker, since these are the ones we're gonna be focusing on for the rest of the year. Just to briefly talk about this real quick, since I only talked about it once in my June binder setup, but this debt tracker essentially has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 slots for me to put 10 different debts. And then these little boxes right here, as I complete it, 25% of it, 50% of it, 75% of it, 100%, I can fill this in as I go, so I can have a visual of how much I've paid, the name of the debt, the starting amount, the date paid off, because it just makes me feel good to be able to write the day I paid it off, and the total I paid, including interest. This is important to me because I just like to know the difference, but that's just what is there. The back of this is an oops because my line escaped, but I have the total debt starting amount of the whole entire thing added together, the total debt paid in total after everything is paid. I have the starting date that we are starting to pay, and then the finish date that we finished paying all of the bills and we're completely paid off on all of our debt. I have a balance tracker to track every single month how much we paid, and then for each debt as I go through it, since I'm only doing it one by one and focusing on the highest interest one, I'm going to color it in as I pay, and it's just like more of a visual for me to see, because I love being visual. Visual is what makes me continue being motivated. You guys might hear my neighbor's dog. I do apologize. That boy is very loud. But let me just go ahead and fill this in. So the first one is going to be number 227, since these are all student loan debts. If it was like a credit card or something, I would just put the name of the institution or whatever works, or whatever the nickname that you have. So 227, this one, the amount is $1,777.17. That is what it is currently as of today, as of when we're starting our debt journey. The next one is 229. This one is another same amount. Then we have another one, which is 230. This one is $3,487.40. Next we have 231, $4,483.35. Then we have 334. That's not a 3. That's supposed to be a 2. We're just going to put a 2, and if I'm ever correcting something else, I'll go and fix this as well. But that's 234. But that amount is $4,482.70. As you guys saw, these dry pretty quick. Yeah, they dry pretty quick, which is nice. I accidentally drew on my hand just now, but all right. Next we have, what is the last one that we just did? It was 234. So next one is 235. Let me actually take this out so it's easier for me to write. But we have 235, right? Yeah, 235. That is 5,479 even. Next one is 237. This one is $1,494.77. Then we have, last but not least, is 238. That one is $3,105.39. All right, so we have all 8 of our debts written down, and those are all 8 of these that we've written down. We're going to go ahead and put the total, which is this amount. So the total debt starting amount, we would have a line here, but let me just draw that line. That's such a crooked line. But it is $26,087.85. That is what we're starting with. And we are starting, what's today? June 23. June 2023. So let's see how long it takes us to get rid of all of this debt. But now that this has been completed, I'm gonna put this back in here and let's fill out the other spread. I don't think I need to take this out, but the next one is we're gonna pick one of them. I'm most likely going to pick the ones with the highest interest. So let's actually look at the spread. So the highest interest ones, it looks like 4.8 and 4.8 down here. So we have two of them. I think I want to start with 237 just because this is a lower amount, and I feel like we'll start feeling those good feels once we pay this one off. So let's do this one first. So that is 237. So for creditor, I'm just going to put the name of it because, yeah, 237. Starting balance is $1,494.77. The APR for this is 4.8%, which is pretty high. Now let's kind of calculate how much each credit card is going to be. So how much is here? 1, 2, 3. This first side, there is 60 credit cards. Now talk about this side. On this side, there's 75. So in total, the little credit cards on both sides combined is 135. So that means we're gonna round this to, let's just say like 1,500. I feel like that's easy. So 1,500 divided by 135 equals roughly around $12. So $12 times 135 equals 1,620 is the total that we're going to be paying. But I feel like that's really high. So what if each one is $11? 11 times 135 equals, so that's $10 off, which means the very, very last one will be like $10 additional to pay off this amount. I think I like that more than $12 per each one. We're going to do each one equals $11. And I think I like that number better. So each one equals $11. All right, so we're ready to go. Hopefully we can start getting this going and getting a bunch of this colored in. I have different colors and Sharpie markers too, so I'm really excited to use those. I don't know if I'm going to fill this in quite yet. Actually, yes I do. I think instead of using this per a debt for each one, I'm going to use this for the overall, like for all of these combined. I actually really like that. So let's put student loans. So for student loans, there is also two sides if you want to separate them out, but I'm going to just keep both sides for the same exact thing. So this is going to be for June 23. The starting amount is 26,087.85. And let's see how much we're able to pay and what the ending amount is for June. All right, so this is now good for our debt tracker. Our dream home, we've already calculated this together in a separate video as well. That should have already went up, so you guys can see where I got these numbers from. Funny enough, I was talking to my husband about it, and he, for whatever reason, because we've been looking at, to get an idea to get the ball rolling for this, we've been looking at like the type of homes that we want and their values. My husband went off of the deep end and he keeps looking at like $2 million houses. He found one that he really wants, but I'm just like, it's not gonna happen unless you're gonna win the lottery. It's just not gonna happen. Even this amount, I believe, is a really high number to go for, but I mean, it's our dream home. It's the home that we want to be in for the rest of our lives. Let's see if we're able to accomplish this in the next 5-ish years. And if not, we can always revisit in a few years and lower it or see if there's a different area that we want to move into. But the area that we want to move into, even with like a townhouse is like $750,000. So I'm just like, 900 is kind of considered low. So I don't know how realistic it is. I'm just hoping the market for homes will be, down a little bit in the future, but we'll just have to see. Yeah, so everything else is now looking good. Okay, but everything else is looking really, really nice so far. I am debating on whether or not to use these budget trackers because I usually use the app for everything. So am I even going to realistically fill these out? I'm going to leave them here just in case I end up filling them out. So this is really what it's looking like so far for June. Gosh, I'm so happy. Look at how stuffy this is. Just boop, 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 boop. But this looks so chunks, and I'm just obsessed with it. I just love holding this in my hands. But yes, so that is going to be it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. It was actually very fun for me because I wasn't planning on filming this video until like later this week, but we finally got our butts to the bank. So I wanted to film this video because like I just wanted to stuff them because I've never really like stuffed envelopes before, so this was really fun for me. That's gonna be it for this video's binder setup or stuffing, or I don't even know what I'm gonna call this video, but I do hope that you guys did enjoy it nonetheless. Thank you guys so much as always for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.